It's season 2 and things aren't going great. We were knocked out of the Champions League, so we need to reach the final of the Europa League and win the Copa del Rey, probably to save our job. At the same time as implementing the Youth to Gold system. We are only signing players under 20 years of age for reasonably cheap cost, whether they are options for the first team or future stars, or even just a player we can sell on for future profit. And we are selling our high-profile players with huge wages for big money like Frankie de Jong, or just to get the wage off of our books like Antoine Griezmann. So we've got 5 games before the El Clasico, including 2 second legs, so let's speed through these. Good start against Sporting Gijon, despite being 1-0 down to the 63rd minute. Followed by a loss to Besiktas, but we were already 5-0 up, so we win 6-2 on aggregate. Osasuna next, and Sesko smashes one across the box for Gavi to tap in. But one of the best goals I've ever seen on FM, where Ferran Torres flicked one in like prime Ronaldinho. Let's look at that in slow motion. Beautiful. And a third goal came from young Luca Romero, who was right place, right time. We booked our place to the Copa del Rey final with a 5-0 win against Betis, who are actually second in the league right now. Speaking of the league, we then went and lost at home to Celta Vigo. The football we then played against Lazio was unplayable. Ansu Fati gave us the lead in the 2nd minute, before some more sexy football helped him get a second in the 6th minute. And then to pick out a first half hat-trick by the 17th. He actually ended the game with 4 goals scored in the first 44 minutes and a 6-2 victory for a first leg win. In all this, I've just noticed we've dropped down to 5th place in the league. Lewandowski is tearing it up and must be stopped. And look, it's El Clasico up next. Fantastic. We have some injuries too. Pedri and Araujo, our 2 best players. Gavi is also struggling for fitness. So I picked the team, still strong, but Fatakanti is nowhere near ready for an El Clasico, and I'm not a huge fan of Eric Garcia, to be honest. And no shock that it was Robert Lewandowski who broke free from Eric Garcia and scored the opener. However, in the second half, Garcia went and proved me wrong with a great forward run and a beautiful pass to Trincao, who equalised. So a point is better than I expected. However, looking at the statistics, we were by far the better team. 22 shots, but we were just wasteful, unfortunately. We lost on the night against Lazio, but we won the tie, of course. And West Ham was the team to follow. Akamak scored 2 in the next game, which put us back into 2nd place. First leg away to West Ham, and Ansu Fati got onto the nothing ball to curl one into the corner. Eric Garcia got the 2nd, and we are still looking strong in the Europa League. Either side of that though, we ate a loss to Sociedad and drew to Espanyol. We won the 2nd leg when the cat abuser scored an own goal, and Sesko got our 2nd in a 2-1 win, 4-1 on aggregate. Copa del Rey final time then, and another El Clasico too. Nico is suspended, and players around him are struggling conditioning wise. Pedri drops into the centre mid position, then Torres starts behind Sesko with business as usual elsewhere. Things started well when Trincao scored from the spot. In the second half, however, Nacho scored an equaliser, and this game went to extra time where the 112th minute, Militao committed a foul in the box from a corner and VAR confirmed it was a penalty, and Militao received a 2nd yellow card and was off for an early bath. However, Araujo stepped up and he missed the penalty and the follow-up from the rebound. Araujo did score in the penalty shootout though to make it 4-3. Real Madrid evened it up though, and it went all the way through to Luca Romero, who scored. But Madrid then missed, and Barcelona are the Copa del Rey winners. Over to the Europa League then, and our first leg in Naples was a case of we will both score together, ending in a 3-3 draw. That then followed 2 wins against Betis and Valencia, who both at the time were in the top 4 with us. A player called Ramon Mas has come through the youth academy as a diamond prospect, just stamina and natural fitness that worries me, but he's a 6'5" centre-back with 17 positioning, 16 bravery and 15 decision makings. That's insane for a 15-year-old. He was born the year I left school. Second leg against Napoli to put us into the Europa League final. Let's go! And Ferran Torres scored a scrappy goal very late on to win the tie, where we will face AC Milan in the final. We demolished Eibar in the next league match, full of pressing and high intensity that they simply could not stop. Our youth really prevailed and showed us what they are capable of here. 29 shots and 14 on target, meaning despite the keeper conceding 5 goals, he was still their best player. Another win followed at home to Alaves with a heavily rotated team, which saw us qualify for the Champions League next year, and the board set initial budgets of £303 million. They never learn, do they? The final game was a draw to Getafe, which wouldn't have changed anything anyway, as Sevilla finished 2nd second place with 3 more points than us. Lewandowski beat 2 of our guys to the La Liga Player of the Year with his 39 goals this season. Oh boy, European final time, and it's at the Aviva Stadium in Ireland. And we are fully strengthened too. Everyone rested and ready to go. Shout out to Jordi Alba, who is playing his last game today. 12 years of being a Barcelona player. Won so much, but unfortunately I don't really want to renew his contract using the youth to gold method. The game started when Milan broke down the right hand side with Brahim Diaz, who pulled one back to the edge area where their midfielder fired over. Milan were relentless, passing it around the back, holding possession before a quick turn of pace, and Brahim Diaz once again was played through, and he showed no composure, sending one into the stands. We finally got an opportunity in the 25th minute when Sesko played Alba in down the left to cut one back, but what a block from the defender from Trincão's shot. Trincão then took the following corner and Araujo hit the post. Second half, and Milan were careless with the ball when Kimpembe was tackled by Sesko, who went through on goal, only to be stopped by Mike Maignan. But in the 85th minute, and Alba wins the header, which Ansu Fati then played through Pedri, who then one-touch pass found Torres to score the most beautiful chip over the goalkeeper. 1-0 Barcelona, but from kickoff, we speed things up because Lorenzo Colombo is through and has the easiest chance of the night, but there is our hero ter Stegen, who makes a crucial save. From the corner, Milan also hit the post too. We were really riding our luck, but we held on. And we went on and lifted the Europa League. I mean, it's not the best season, but a Copa del Rey and a Europa League is good, I guess. Especially when you consider how young the majority of our squad is. But don't go going anywhere yet. Once we review this season, I'm going to hit you with some much needed transfer activity. Get in! Fatakanti winning signing of the season, surprisingly. Money is going up on all fronts bar the competition prize money. Champions League exit obviously didn't help that. Araujo won player's player, Trincão is young player of the season despite being 24 with the most assists, and Sesko wins top scorer. I tried to remove the sign high reputation players, but they were having none of it. What is the point in this on this game, by the way? I have never seen them remove anything. End of season meeting with all the players went well. Of course, I'm joking. PK hated me, saying that we can win the league despite him actually leaving at the end of the season, and everyone hated my response. I panicked, I'm sweating, I hate team meetings on Football Manager. Overall though, the dynamics of the locker room were pretty good. I had to check myself, and I had the support of the dressing room. The issues are basically players that just want high contracts. For instance, Ferran Torres wanted 400k, and I put my foot down. I said, no Ferran, you can only have 200k max, and he is asking for obscene bonuses. £2 million for just 5 goals. Trincão also wanted 450k a week, so it's time for him to go, and offer him out for £45 million as it's his final year. No offers, but it struck some interest from some big clubs, so I need to offer him out directly. Offering a player out directly to the clubs who are showing interest is a good way of getting an offer from them to start a bidding war. Remember to set it to unspecified amount though. And there we go, Manchester City have bid. I see if they would go up to £40 million, and they said yes. Rooney Bargi also helped Copenhagen to Europa Conference League success, and look above that article. Manchester United have matched the bid from City. Good news though, Gavi has signed a 5-year deal and Barcelona offered me a new contract, which of course I accepted. And there we go, another legend of Barcelona has retired. Goodbye, Gerard Piqué. Trincão has agreed to move to Manchester City. He is a great player, but those wage demands are just simply outrageous. On the ins, however, our scouts have found some cracking youngsters to add to our ever-growing shortlist. Starting off with Denis Lemos. He has such a low release clause for Deportivo that it's too good to turn down. Being Spanish as well, and in a couple of years can be fantastic. Eric Felipe also looks like a quality prospect up top. Not too expensive, and only 17, so plenty of time to develop. Just like the centre-back Francisco Carlos, his pace might be slightly lacking, but over time, we can increase that. Finally, the right-back from Argentina, he is a bit of a risk, but a cheap risk that I feel like if it doesn't come for a first-team player, he will definitely turn a profit. This Galatasaray centre-back, though, is somebody who really catches my eye. 6'6", really good defensive attributes for a 17-year-old, and finally is willing to discuss transfers. Only around £6.5 million too, and it's a minimum risk transfer. Lombotto, though, he still doesn't want to discuss a move to Barcelona. This kid is just simply incredibly loyal, and it's very annoying. Of course, all of these transfer bids were accepted, and the contract demands were exactly what I had hoped. My only trouble with them is the minimum fee release clause being quite low, which I will try to increase as well as increasing the length of the contract or adding a contract extension. If it means I've got to pay them a little bit more, it's definitely worth doing. Only one player out the 5 did not want to discuss a move to Barcelona, that being the Argentinian right back, which I'm not too bothered by. I also forgot to mention I've already completed a move for a player who won't be joining us for a while yet until he's 18, Egyptian midfielder Ibrahim Allah, who has some fantastic attributes and only cost me 800k. That was a fantastic find through attribute searching. Attribute searching is when you go to a player search and you select 3 to 5 attributes for a position such as like first touch, passing and fitness if you are looking for a ball playing midfielder, and you simply search through who pops up and scout a player who looks interesting to see if the scouts rate their potential highly. It's easy. Seeing as we have brought in a lot of money, I thought I would ask the board for some more coaches, which you must always remember to keep increasing for the standard of training, as well as both training facilities and youth facilities. Finally, I want to know your thoughts. Where do you think we are weakest right now, and do you think that we possibly have to move away from the 4-2-3-1? Is there a shape or maybe even a player role that we should be integrating into this team to help us move forward? Let me know in the comments. I'm sure I'll enjoy reading them. Next episode, we may switch to like a 2-season per episode format as we go on to stage 3 of the Youth to Go. So if that has come out right now, I'll pop it up on the screen. But if not, make sure you subscribe, you turn that notification bell on so you do not miss it. Thank you very much.